Hey folks, how you doing today? Whoa, you see that bee? Just about nailed me. Anyway, I'm not in a park today. This is right at the end of my street. So we got trails to cover back here, but they're more like quad trails, dirt bike trails. But they go on and on for miles and miles and miles. So I thought, what the heck? I was trying to get to a park where it was possible not to run into people, but people are everywhere. Which is good. I guess they're hiking, they're getting healthy. I just had to take my cat back home. He tried to follow me all the way here. Didn't know you'd do that. I want to show you something while I'm here. Back when my kids used to come over, all back in here, they labeled it the crash forest because there's all kinds of old cars that go back here. So, and I'm talking like cars, like those are VW bugs there. And back in the day, these trees probably weren't here and they just parked them there, and now they're just another part of the forest. Imagine people have looked for parts. Take the emblems. Not much left to them now. But I thought I'd show you that. It's kind of neat. Kind of neat. Okay, so I'm going to do the loop. I don't think it's 5 kilometers. I think it's like 4. I'll know when I'm done. Maybe we'll get lucky and see some wildlife. A bear, a moose, a deer. There's coyotes, cougars. And yes, they're all right down here at the end of my street. Okay, I think I'll turn the camera around so you can get a view. And we'll just do a hike. This is why I like living on this end of the city. Really, I am not out of town. There's a Walmart 2 kilometers from me. And of course, they built an entire, almost city, just 2 kilometers from me over the years I've lived here. So now I really don't even have a reason to go downtown. I sort of like to just call it the uptown. And downtown's the downtown because it's all within a bowl area. City center of Prince George is a bowl. I moved up here when I was about 14. Had a dirt bike, explored all these trails. They go all the way down to some power lines. They go all the way up to Baldy Mountain to another set of power lines. And they go miles and miles. I can go all the way to what's called Westlake, 13 kilometers from here. Now you could always drive down the highway and get there, but you can also take these back roads, trails. They're not really roads because you're going to see why. It's easy to get through with a quad, but it is not easy to get through with a truck. And you'll notice that I was wearing a windbreaker because I'd rather put something over myself than wear mosquito repellent. Don't like all that DEET just soaking into my skin. Of course, they attack my face and my hands, but honestly, they don't bother me too much. See, that used to be a van. The whole van was in there a few years ago. I don't know if you can see it, sort of see it. Not much left of that either. Sure be curious to know what this area was like 70 years ago. I think there was a couple mills. But when I moved up here 24 years ago, I felt like I was living out of town. I don't feel like that now. I can't complain, it's pretty handy. I'm just a couple kilometers from a Walmart, a Canadian Tire, Tim Hortons, some restaurants, A&W, McDonald's. Just about everything downtown had is now up here. Of course, property values skyrocketed up here. So, of course, so has taxes. Somebody has moved that. Probably hooked it up to a truck and drug it out of the way. Years ago, my oldest son and me were biking down this way. There's a big old black bear right in the middle of the trail. So we decided not to bother him too much, and we turned around and we took another trail. Totally different direction. Another black bear showed up. Not the same one. So we thought, well, holy, we better just turn around and go back. So we took the third trail. And yes, if you can guess it, there was another black bear. And no, it was neither one of the two that we seen. It was crazy. So I think we just turned around and went home. I called it a day because they were right on the road. No use in taking the chance of irritating them. Squirrel with a machine gun. we could go that way, but we're not going to. We're going to go this way. I'm always hearing things in the bush. Sometimes it's nice if you're hiking to just stop once in a while and take a good listen. Another car. I have no idea what that is. Talking about bears. We had one in the yard. Not last night, the night before. Put some garbage in the garbage can and forgot to put it in the shop. So of course, you seek that out. Took the garbage out. Took it into the backyard and spread it all over the place. Our fault. I left it out because there was nothing in it, and then when we put garbage in it, nobody put it in the shop, so. Bears can smell things up to a mile away. Looks like somebody wrecked a hornet's nest. It's not your typical hiking trail, that's for sure. It's a bit messy. It's still peaceful and quiet. You can hear the birds and the squirrels. What's that? Stopped moving. See it? Is that a little rabbit? Oh, squirrel. He's not running away too quickly. And what's that? Never mind. Looks possible chunk of mud. Nope. It's another squirrel. Brought our quads out here. Moose track. Probably see a lot more of those if it was muddier back here, but it's just a few puddles. In the spring it's really bad. It's not even worth walking back here, it's so muddy. But it's great for quads. We come out here all the time. This history. This area has a lot of history for me. Moved out here when I was 14. Moved back to town when I was 16. And when I was old enough to buy my own house, I moved back out here. Can't see anything in here, but my oldest son, I don't know if it's still here, built a fort and some shelters to play paintball in this area. Holy. Of course, that was when he was a teenager, and he's 33 now, so. Everything is gone. Some little sticks. You can see I got the flooring. It was in a tree. You can see all this flattened out area. Probably a moose. Maybe a bear, but something was laying there. Old refrigerator. Yeah, I'll go back out to the trail. But yeah, him and his buddies used to play paintball over here. Today, obviously, is not going to be your typical hike. That's a nasty hole. Gotten stuck in there a couple times. I sunk my quad so deep that it sucked in a bunch of water into the carburetor. You can go around, but that's not easy either. So somebody made another trail. But it's a tight squeeze if you try to get through there with anything but a small quad. You can see where somebody's hooked up to the tree, scarred it all up. Supposed to use those straps. They're a little friendlier on the environment. Cut through there. Somewhat of a trail there. That's weird. Never seen that one before. Almost makes me want to go down there. Can't be too much down there. There's not very much wear and tear on that trail. More moose tracks. Wouldn't want to fall in that mess of a puddle. moose tracks. Probably the same moose. Jeez. Getting clumsy in my old age. I'm gonna pick my feet up a little more. I've never been down that one either. What the hell? Let's check it out. Who knows where it goes? I know it's in the opposite direction that I'm supposed to be going in. Don't look like too many people go down here either. Can you hear the mosquitoes? Oh, it's probably just me. You probably can't hear them. Guess what? That's right. More moose tracks. We used to get moose in our yard every winter, spring and fall. Not so much in the summer, but I had one stay in my yard. They curled up and slept in the backyard for about 4 hours. This is almost starting to turn into something besides a trail. Lots of moose tracks coming and going. This is kind of getting boring. Is that a frog? Yep. I don't know. I see moose come through here. I think I stuck myself. Try not to get a soaker. Look at all the tracks. I don't see any footprints, which means there's probably nothing interesting down here. One thing for sure, it's not likely I'm going to run into any other people. Well, heck. A lot of mosquitoes out here. I think I'm going to turn around and go back. This is a lousy trail. Is it alive? Oh yeah, for sure. I don't want to disturb that. I'll leave that right where it is. I'm gonna get stuck in that. Okay, I'm gonna go about another 50 feet. I'm gonna call it quits. Oh, yeah. Jeez. Well, it's just getting wetter and the puddles are getting bigger and bigger. Oh. It's a little more adventurous, but the scene, just the scenery is not so great. How soft that is. Well, let's see. Oh, not bad. Okay. My curious side just wants me to keep going. Thinking if I'll pop out somewhere, but not likely, because I think we're heading towards power lines. Well, I think I'm going to turn around. I think. Yep. Those are probably where moose or deer have rubbed the velvet off their antlers. All right. I think I've gone far enough. Now what are we going to do? You already seen all that part of the trail. I suppose I could talk about something. Get on some other kind of subject. Let's talk about cell phone habits. For some of these videos, I would like to talk about the addictions of certain things. And I'm not just talking about drugs and alcohol. I'm talking about greasy food from fast food joints to marijuana down to cell phones. I mean, you can get addicted to just about anything. Video games. Like I said before, I did the 30-day challenge. My goal is to not have any cravings of any kind. Look both ways before crossing. Okay? Okay. Let's go. Oh, God. Oh, I almost lost a shoe. That would have sucked. Anyway, cell phones, smartphones in particular. Cell phones are one thing. But these smartphones, they get you addicted to everything. There's video games on it. There's social networking on it. There's porn. You got like several things addicting, all rolled up into the phone. You ever notice you can't put it down for very long before you're picking it back up? How the hell did I get around that? Sit in a room full of people, half of them on their phones. And it affects you mentally as well. Maybe your social life isn't going so well. Maybe it looks like everybody else is having a blast on Facebook. But I'll tell you, oh shit, I'm gonna lose this freaking shoe eventually. But there's the Facebook world, then there's the real world. Everybody likes to make it look like their life is just perfect. And we know it's not. But that affects people. They see everybody else having fun, going out, doing stuff. They start getting bummed out, fall into a depression. Maybe you're one of those people that are hoping for clicks. You know, like a comment. Maybe you're fishing for compliments. And then you don't get them. What does that do to the mind? It puts it in a crappy state. And that's just social networking. Then there's the news and the misinformation. Fear sells. So every time you look on the news, 90% of it is bad news. You get on the internet and you start looking up bad stuff because it's interesting. Way more interesting than good stuff, right? And then what ends up happening is you build an algorithm. And pretty soon, that's all you're looking at is bad news. You got to go out for a hike. You need to control your hormones, the happy hormones. I don't even know where I'm going now. I'm not going that way. Is there a trail? I'm gonna get lost. It's not a trail, but I'll make one. So, look at that little guy. He's trying to hide. Ribbit. I'll try not to step on him. Funny, I even seen him. But getting back to how it affects the mind, I started looking at happy, good news. There are some good stories on Facebook and other internets. And then when you start looking at them, your algorithm starts to change. And pretty soon you're getting a lot of good news, and you realize the world is full of a lot of goodness. There's a lot of good people, even though everybody just seems like the world's a shitty place. And that's because all the bad shit is shoved into your face. A lot of it's not even true when it comes to the internet. The internet's like the Wild West. There is no real rules. They're starting to come up with some now, but that's good in my opinion. I think bullshit should be illegal. Too many people making too much money off of it. And then it affects your mental state of mind. And that's just the social aspect of it. Maybe you're one of these people that get hooked on Candy Crush or the video games. My wife loves the video games. I'm not into the video games, but I have to admit, I'm addicted to YouTube videos. Kind of why I wanted to make my own. Is that another frog? I guess there's lots of water back here for him. But and of course I'm one to look on Facebook to see what's going on. Nowadays your friends are all on Facebook. People just don't get together like they used to. And the reason why is because if you buy a new car, you just post it online. Twitter, well, not Twitter, but Facebook, Snapchat, all them. And you show off your car. Now nobody has a reason to come over. You give away all your exciting news and information over the internet, and you get no face-to-face time. No conversation, just pictures and videos. You have a baby, people plaster pictures all over. You don't need to go look and see the baby. You already seen the baby. Your friends graduate, You get a new job, you tell people on a social network if you can get through all the advertisements nowadays. And again, you don't get face-to-face time. The only thing people can do now is drink, and that usually brings people together. But that's another habit that you don't really need to get into. Another addiction you fall into. Well, we're back on the trail. Alcohol, coffee. I know people say marijuana is not addicting, but I don't see anybody giving it up. And now it's legal in Canada. People are buying more and more weed with THC in it. 30%, 40%. Smoke that shatter, 80%. There's all kinds of things to get hooked to. I'm going to break those habits. Every single one of them. Because I've drank coffee, I've smoked pot, I've drinking just about every weekend growing up. I want to turn my camera around now so you can see the rest of this trail. A lot of buttercups in here. But remember, take control of your own life. Don't let other things do it for you. And be aware of it. Pay attention. Sometimes you're doing stuff you don't even realize that you're addicted to it, especially a phone. It's accepted so widely, and it's just a normal thing, and it's so normal nobody even really realizes that they're spending a lot of time on their phones, watching stories, short videos, Facebook, read the Twitter, check your emails. List goes on and on and on. I turned my cell phone into a habit. Now I go hiking. So at least I get something out of it, some exercise. All right, turn it around. We'll get hiking again. Seen lots of tracks, but didn't see no bears. Didn't even see a bear track. Didn't see no moose, no deer. Look at it. Make your own chamomile? Yeah, chamomile tea. Somehow I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. But that's where it comes from. It relaxes you. We've got wild roses. A lot of vitamin C in the rose hips. See that bird took off. See this stuff here? That's plantain. You can eat every bit of it. The roots, the seed pods that come out of it, and the leaves. You get lost, that stuff is everywhere. Rose hips, these are a little dried out, but it's not quite the same. Oh, what is that? Some kind of Cheeto dust. I don't know what that was. Rose hips don't pollinate like that. My yard's full of rose hips. Wild roses, and then rose hips before they become flowers. People make jams. You can eat them right off the plant. The orange stuff is all over these things. It's supposed to look like this. And then when they're ripe, you can eat this part. It's a bit of a long hill. Anybody see any frogs? Nope. Suppose that sun's messing up my video again. Well, I tell you, I'm wearing my cheap shoes today, and it sure makes a big difference getting good hiking boots or hiking shoes. We're back to the road we basically started on. You see these? These are Indian paintbrushes. Oh, that's a dirty one. You pull out these little things here. Oh, only one-handed. Anyway, you pull those little things out. They're sweet. That's where all the nectar is. Just in case you're interested. Okay, I'm walking into the sun, so I'm gonna call her quits. I hope you found that one as interesting as I did. Went down the trail today I've never been down. Unfortunately, it led to nowhere. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you like. Even hit that little bell notification thing. I'll be making new videos. Try to do it at least once a week. Maybe twice. I want to take you guys out to Hickson Falls. I want to go out to ancient forests where the trees are close to 5,000 years old. They're huge. They're an inland rainforest. Gorgeous out there. And there's a lot of other places I want to show people. A lot of people in Prince George are aware of these places, but there are a lot of people around the world that are not. So, anyway, have a good day. Eat healthy. Go for a walk. You don't have to kill yourself exercising. And enjoy life. Try to stay away from that negative news. Stay positive. And don't believe everything you see on Facebook. They're not as happy as you think they are. All right. Catch you next time. Later. Hey, my button didn't work again. Okay, guess I gotta do it manually. All right, later.